The night sky was calm, with millions of stars twinkling quietly over the cities below. People looked up, some with wonder, others without noticing at all. But above Earth's blue atmosphere, far beyond the reach of normal eyes, something unusual was happening. A strange shape moved slowly against the black canvas of space, a ship unlike anything humans had ever seen before. It wasn't sleek like the science fiction movies, nor shining like a satellite. This ship was battered and damaged, its metal skin scarred by unknown dangers. It drifted silently, losing altitude as it moved closer to Earth. Scientists across the globe stared at their screens in disbelief. Their instruments, designed to scan the skies every second, showed something new, something that did not belong at first. There was confusion. Some thought it was a meteor or space debris falling to Earth like many times before. But this was different. The object was too structured, too controlled. It slowed down, changed direction, and even seemed to send signals no one could decode. Governments quickly gathered their top minds. Satellites were focused on the unknown visitor. Military jets scrambled just in case, and world leaders held emergency meetings. What was it? Where did it come from? Was it a threat? Ship's entry into Earth's atmosphere caused a wave of panic and curiosity. News channels interrupted their programs to show the blinking blips on radar. Social media exploded with guesses and fears. Some called it an alien invasion, others a miracle. Truth was, no one knew what would happen next. Inside the ship, the atmosphere was tense. The alien crew was small, huddled in a tight control room. Their faces were unfamiliar, their bodies shaped unlike humans but with eyes full of worry. They were explorers from a distant galaxy, traveling through space on a mission to discover new worlds. But something had gone terribly wrong. A sudden energy storm hit their ship, damaging its engines and navigation systems. The crew had no choice but to make an emergency landing on an unknown planet. Their sensors showed life, water, and oxygen. It was Earth. None of the aliens wanted this. They'd never planned to come here, especially not like this. They hoped to fix their ship and leave as soon as possible. But as they descended, their ship burned against the blue sky, sparks flying. As it broke through the atmosphere, crash-landed in a vast empty desert far from human cities. The aliens survived, but barely. They were confused, scared, and exhausted. On Earth, the crash was detected quickly. A team of scientists and military personnel was sent to the remote site to investigate. When they arrived, they found the ship twisted and smoking. The metal was unlike any earthly material. Strange symbols covered the surface. Then, movement figures, stepping out from the wreckage. The first alien had arrived. The moment was filled with tension. The humans raised their weapons, uncertain. If these beings were friend or foe, the aliens raised their hands in peace, but communication was impossible. No words, no common language. The desert was silent, except for the soft hum from the damaged ship. Back in the cities, people watched live broadcasts. Fear mixed with hope. Many wondered, could these creatures be dangerous? Or were they like humans, scared and lost? The world held its breath. In the following days, the aliens stayed hidden. Scientists worked to build translators, trying to break the language barrier. Slowly, a few words and signs became clear. The aliens were explorers, peaceful and curious. They had no weapons, only tools for science and repair. But not everyone believed this. Some politicians and generals prepared for the worst. They saw the aliens as a threat, a possible invasion force. Tensions rose worldwide. Protests broke out. Some wanted to help the visitors. Others demanded their removal or destruction. Meanwhile, the aliens studied Earth from their hidden camp. They were amazed by its beauty and diversity. Forests, oceans, animals, and people long new to them. They felt a strange connection. They hoped that maybe this planet could be a safe place. But the damage to their ship was worse than they thought. Repairs would take months. They needed help, but trust was hard to earn. Humans had many fears and doubts. One day, a brave young scientist named Sarah decided to approach the aliens. She had worked tirelessly to understand their signals and learn their language. Despite warnings, she traveled alone to their camp. The meeting was tense at first, but slowly a bond formed. Sarah saw the aliens not as invaders, but as beings like herself, lost and trying to survive. This moment changed everything. Sarah became a bridge between two worlds, speaking for peace and understanding. But dark forces remained. To use the aliens' technology for war. Others feared change and fought against cooperation. As the days passed, the world watched the slow, difficult dance of trust and fear between humans and aliens. The future was uncertain. What had started as an unplanned landing was now a turning point for Earth. The arrival was no longer just about survival. It was about the chance to change the destiny of two species forever. The world held its breath as the aliens stayed quiet, in their remote camp. But rumors spread fast, strange lights seen in the desert, unusual sounds picked up by listening stations, and mysterious signals sent from the crashed ship. Everyone wanted to know, what do these beings want? Are they peaceful or dangerous? Military was ready. Soldiers and scientists worked together to prepare for a second visit to the aliens, but no one knew what to expect. The first meeting had been tense. The aliens had only shown their hands in peace, but no one could talk to them well. Communication was the biggest problem. Then, one early morning, a small group of aliens came out. They moved slowly, careful not to scare anyone. They were different from humans in many ways. Skin colors none had seen before, eyes that glowed faintly in the dawn light, but the most surprising was a child. Small, curious, and unafraid. The alien child stepped forward, alone, toward the group of humans watching from a distance. The humans froze. Some raised their weapons, but orders stopped them. The child's innocence made it impossible to see them as a threat. Slowly, the child reached out with a small hand, as if to say hello. The scientist Sarah, who had become a voice of peace, moved forward carefully. She kneeled down and extended her hand gently. The child hesitated, then took it. The moment was quiet, but full of meaning. Cameras recorded live feeds all over the world. People saw hope for the first time, yet not everyone was happy. Some leaders saw this as a trick. What if the aliens used the child to gain trust only to attack later? Fear spread in government halls, secret meetings planned. Weapons were ready just in case. Meanwhile, Sarah and her team worked hard to create a device to translate the alien language. Using sounds and pictures, they slowly started to understand the alien words. It was difficult, very different from any human language, but the aliens wanted to teach and learn in these small lessons. The aliens told their story. They were explorers, traveling far from their home world, in a ship built for discovery and peace. But an enemy had attacked their galaxy, forcing them to run. Earth was never part of their plan. As trust grew, some aliens left their camp to explore nearby forests and rivers. They marveled at Earth's wildlife and plants, taking careful notes. Children of Earth stared in wonder, asking questions. Media showed stories of these peaceful visitors, but dark clouds gathered behind the scenes. A group of military commanders wanted to capture the aliens' technology for their own use. They feared losing power if the aliens stayed free. One night, an unknown figure tried to sabotage the aliens' camp. Explosions scared both humans and aliens. The fragile peace was threatened. The aliens were frightened but calm. They showed no anger, but only sadness. Sarah knew that this act could break everything they had built. The world was now at a crossroads. Could humans and aliens overcome fear and hatred, or would distrust lead to conflict? Meanwhile, the alien child continued to visit Sarah's team. Every meeting, the child learned more about humans, and humans learned more about the aliens. A friendship was growing that might change the future of Earth forever. The story of first contact was no longer just about strangers meeting. It was about two species struggling to find peace in a world full of fear and hope. What happened next would decide the fate of both. The peaceful days didn't last long. Slowly, the truth began to unfold. and it was more shocking than anyone expected. The aliens were not just lost travelers. They were fleeing from something far worse than anyone on Earth had imagined. Sarah and her team worked day and night, piecing together the alien messages with their new translation device. The aliens showed images, star systems on fire, planets destroyed, entire civilizations wiped out by a mysterious enemy. They called this enemy the Void, a dark force that consumed everything in its path. The Void was spreading, moving closer. To Earth's region of space, the world listened in disbelief. What had seemed like a peaceful accident was actually a warning. Earth was next. Governments scrambled to respond. Military forces were put on high alert. Scientists studied the alien technology, hoping to find weapons or defenses. But the aliens made one thing clear: their mission was never to fight. They were explorers, not soldiers. Yet they had witnessed horrors that no one on Earth could imagine. Tensions grew inside the alien camp. Some aliens wanted to leave Earth and continue their journey to warn others, but their ship was still broken. Others believed Earth could be a new home, a place to protect from the Void. Meanwhile, on Earth, people reacted in many ways. Some were afraid and wanted to destroy the aliens to prevent any danger. Others believed humans should stand with the aliens to face the threat, together. Protests broke out, news channels argued over what to do, and political leaders clashed over the future of Earth. Amid this chaos, Sarah made a discovery. Hidden in the alien ship was a map, a star chart showing the path of the Void, and possible safe places where it had not yet reached. If Earth worked with the aliens, they could prepare, could defend themselves, and maybe even stop the Void from destroying more worlds. But there was another secret. The aliens' technology had a weakness. It needed Earth's rare minerals to power their defense systems. Earth was not only a target, but also a key to stopping the Void. This revelation made the situation even more delicate. Some feared that helping the aliens meant giving away Earth's resources. Others argued it was the only chance to survive. In the middle of all this, Sarah kept her bond with the alien child. The child's curiosity about Earth grew, and so did the trust between species. The child learned about human kindness, fear, and hope. Sarah learned about the courage and pain of the alien race. One evening, as the sun set, the aliens and humans held a joint meeting. Sarah spoke for peace, sharing the message that survival depended on unity. Some listened. Others still doubted. As night fell, a strange signal was detected from deep space. The Void was moving faster than expected. Time was running out. The peaceful arrival had turned into a race against a terrible enemy. Earth had a choice: prepare for war or hide and hope for the best. The world waited, hearts heavy with fear but eyes bright with hope. The fate of two species, and perhaps many more, now hung in the balance. The air was thick with tension. On one side stood the humans, a mixture of fear, hope, and suspicion in their eyes. On the other side were the aliens' weary travelers, who had lost their home, desperate to find safety. Both groups knew that the coming days would decide their future. Sarah and her small team worked closely with the aliens. They shared knowledge, teaching each other language, culture, and technology. The alien child, now a symbol of peace, played a special role, showing how friendship could cross even the widest gaps. Slowly, some walls began to fall, but not everyone welcomed this new bond. In secret, a powerful faction of military leaders and politicians grew louder. They believed Earth should prepare for war, not friendship. They feared the aliens' advanced technology and worried that humans would lose control over their own planet. Sabotage began. Equipment was broken, communications jammed. An important power source for the aliens' repair efforts was destroyed. Fingers were pointed, trust shaken. Sarah was hurt but not defeated. She stood firm, pushing for peace and cooperation. "We are stronger together," she said. "If we fight each other now, the real enemy will win." Meanwhile, the aliens taught humans how to use their technology carefully. They showed ways to improve Earth's defenses and explore space safely. Some humans, inspired by the aliens' wisdom, formed a new alliance, a team, dedicated to preparing for the coming threat and protecting the planet. But fear was a powerful enemy. Some people protested violently, calling for the aliens to leave immediately. Others spread lies and rumors, making the situation even more unstable. Amid this chaos, a mysterious attack shocked everyone. The aliens' camp was hit again, this time with a more serious explosion. Several aliens were injured. The message was clear. Someone did not want peace. The attack brought the humans and aliens closer together. They realized their survival depended on trust, even when it was hard to give. Sarah and the alien leaders held emergency talks. Plans were made to strengthen security and build stronger bonds with the public. They knew that winning hearts and minds was as important as building weapons. As the sun rose over Earth's deserts, a new hope began to shine. The journey from strangers to allies was just beginning. But the threat of the void loomed closer, and time was running out. The story of Earth's greatest challenge had entered a new phase, one of courage, unity, and the struggle to build bridges where walls once stood. The sky darkened as strange shapes appeared on the horizon, alien ships, sleek and menacing, cutting through Earth's atmosphere like shadows. The world had waited, feared, and hoped, but now the moment had come. The enemy, known only as the Void, had arrived. Sirens blared across cities and towns. People ran for shelter, their faces filled with terror and disbelief. Soldiers scrambled to their posts, weapons ready but hearts pounding with uncertainty. The once peaceful Earth was now a battlefield. The aliens who had come as explorers now stood side by side with humans, their past fears replaced by fierce determination. Sarah watched as the teams prepared, humans learning to use alien technology. Aliens teaching humans strategies they had never known. The two species, so different before, now fought as one. The first wave of the Void ships unleashed deadly energy beams that tore through the skies, burning forests and cities alike. The defense systems barely held. Earth's forces responded with courage and ingenuity, but the enemy was relentless. Amid the chaos, unexpected heroes emerged. Ordinary people risked everything to help others. Soldiers showed acts of bravery that inspired millions, and the alien child, now older, symbolized hope in the darkest hours. But the battle was not only in the skies. Saboteurs worked behind the scenes, trying to weaken the defenses. Trust was tested as whispers of betrayal spread. Could the Alliance survive these internal threats as well as the enemy outside? In a desperate move, Sarah and the alien leaders unveiled a secret weapon, a device that could disrupt the Void's energy shields. Powered by Earth's rare minerals and alien technology, it was their last hope to turn the tide. As the final battle began, the skies lit up with explosions, fire, and strange energy. Lives were lost, sacrifices made, but the Alliance fought harder than ever before. Slowly, the Void's forces began to falter. When the dust settled, Earth had survived. The enemy was pushed back, wounded but not destroyed. The victory was bittersweet. The planet scarred, many lost, the future uncertain. But one thing was clear. Humanity and the aliens had proven they could stand together against any threat. Their bond was stronger than fear, stronger than hatred. As dawn broke over the battered planet, a new chapter began. Earth was no longer alone in the galaxy. It was part of a greater fight and a greater hope. The battle was over, but the world was far from the same. Cities lay in ruins. Skies still held scars of fire, and hearts carried the weight of loss. Yet amid the destruction, a new hope was born, a hope that could change everything. Humans and aliens gathered together, not as strangers or enemies, but as allies. They shared stories of courage, pain, and dreams for a better future. The alien child, now a symbol of unity, walked hand in hand with Earth's children, showing that friendship could overcome even the darkest times. Governments began to rebuild, not just their cities, but their minds. Old fears gave way to new alliances. The aliens brought knowledge ways to heal the land, protect the planet, and explore the stars. Humans shared their strength, creativity, and determination. Together, they started to build a new home, stronger and wiser. But the threat of the void had not vanished. Far away, dark signals warned that the enemy was healing, growing, and preparing to return. They began training teams, human and alien soldiers ready to defend their shared home, in quiet moments. Sarah looked to the stars and wondered what lay ahead. The arrival that had once caused fear had turned into a chance and opportunity for peace, growth, and discovery. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was part of a larger family, united against darkness. As the sun set on this new world, hope shone brighter than ever. The story of the unexpected landing was now a legend, one of courage, friendship, and the power to change destiny. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Together, humans and aliens could face whatever came. Next,